Hi, we're back with one of the most extra and out there reality TV shows ever, Flavor of Love. What were the producers exactly thinking when they came up with this? That we'll probably never know. The only certain thing is that they created one of, if not the most iconic thing to ever grace VH1. This show is trashy. Like, really trashy. Like, brain cell frying kind of trashy. But so am I. Minus and minus equals plus, so that's why I'm here. In the previous video that I made about the first season of this show, I ranked all 20 contestants, and I'm gonna do the same thing this time around. So if you forgot or live under a rock, Flavor of Love is a show about 20 girls that fight, compete, thrill, cry, shake, throw up, all over the love of Flavor Flav, the plot device of this reality series, who episode after episode continues to marvel us at how disgusting and creepy he can get. I said it before and I'll say it again. Every last one of these girls deserves something better than this. It's not worth doing all that for this twinky little bitch. Maybe he's a great person in real life. I don't fucking know. But in this show, he's just a creep. You may be wondering, didn't Hoops win season 1 and became the true lover of Flavor Flav? Why would he make another season to find someone when he already has her? Well, in his words,
yo man, she's just like the rest.
Hoops dumped his ass, and honestly fucking love that for her. That's literally the best thing she could have ever done for her sake. Wish you the best. So yeah, that happened, and of course the next step will be to make another season with a whole nother cast, and being honest, I was only familiar with the season 1 cast. I knew all the memes and the quotes by heart, so getting into the second season was sort of, stepping into uncharted territory for me. And even though this cast wasn't bad at all, I just didn't find it to be as memorable as the first season, and according to some comments, it's only downhill from season 3, so I guess I won't be checking that out in a while. But yeah, this season had its moments, but compared to the previous one, I just couldn't really get into it as much as I would have liked. But yeah, anyways, there's still plenty to enjoy, so as I said, I'm going to rank all of the new contestants of this season. And the tiers are, we first have the icon, simple, self-explanatory. Next we have an icon, which is like the previous one, but to a lesser degree. Next we have we love her, simple. Next we have okay, it's fine. Next we have we don't love her, we do not love her, thank you, bye. And finally we have who. So yeah, before starting I gotta clarify that this ranking is based on my opinion only. And yeah, that's it. Let's get into it, starting with the beater, or also known as Stephery. I'm sorry if I said her name wrong. Okay, so babe, what's going on? Like, not even 10 minutes into the first episode and you're already ripping poor H-Town into shreds. Have you heard of something called breathing exercises? I'm glad she went into anger management because, Jesus. She might not have been in this show for too long, but I would be wrong if I said she didn't leave an impression. Next we have Toasty. In the first episode, Toasty was so funny. I loved her so much. Every episode I was always rooting for her to not get eliminated, but after that conflict between her and Nibbles in episode 4, I don't know, it's just so fucking weird, and her attitude through it all was so off that when she got eliminated I wasn't like bummed out. I was just like, yeah, bye. Bucky was an opinionated individual, and I love that for her. But honestly, I don't really have a lot to say about her, not because she's irrelevant or something, but because I really cannot think of anything. So yeah. Next we have Wire. She was a specimen, like the spiritual, astrological, delulu, salulu, and tidudu, stupidudu, whatever. But if I came and said to you that she's not literally me, I would be lying to your fucking face so bad that I could be sued for perjury.
I'm a live wire.
Next we have H-Down. I feel really sorry for Miss Concussion for real. She just went to that house to get assaulted and that's it. She didn't make it past the pilot. She didn't have the chance to, I don't know, make herself be noticed for something other than the fact that she got whacked and smacked and weeped and beat. Honestly, a sad case. Wish you the best. Next we have Nibbles. I really felt for her in episode 4 when she was mocked for not being able to dance, and overall I always felt like she was being shitted on for no reason particularly. She was one of the most sane and mature girls in this season. I never disliked her at all. She was sweet and you know what, I'm glad she got eliminated. Not for anything, but just because she's not gonna need to put up with Flavs and everybody else's bullshit. Next we have Something, the one and only, the bi icon, the shitter. Who else can go to somebody's house, shit on it, and get to stay for 3 episodes? No one, that's right. I really liked her charisma. She made me laugh a lot. I really wish she would have stayed on the show just a little longer. I really felt her absence.
It's always something.
Next we have Hood. She was weird. I don't know, and yeah. Next we have Bama. Yes, you know. Next we have Chocolate. You seemed nice. Sorry you had to leave. Love ya. Next we have Ice, the snitch sent by Flav to keep him updated about all the fakes and the sneaks of the house. She was a fun addition for the pilot. I really wish she was kept beyond that because she could have definitely brought a different dynamic to the show. Like, the presence of a mole will open a space for a lot of interest and conflicts. I imagine the girls will be all paranoid and turn on each other trying to figure out who the odd one out is. Like a real fucking Among Us or something situation 14 years before it got popular. It had the chance to be really engaging, but, they didn't go for it. Carita triste. At first I thought that if she stayed, maybe she would become like the unexpected endgame relationship for Flav, because she's the one who's trying to look after him, make sure he's happy, and the cliched and obvious thing to do will be making her endgame. It would have been predictable for sure, but I don't know, at least she could have meant something, given that her snitching was worth shit because Flav did not pay any fucking attention to her when she revealed the tea, so literally why have her in there? Wasted potential, but I really liked her. Tiger. I don't really know how to talk about Tiger. She was really kind of forgettable, and yeah, that's all I got. Next we have Patience. We love having a biracial in the house. I really don't have a lot to say about her either, other than her bilingual moments when she spoke in Mandarin were very comedic. I was a huge fan.
她真的很夸张啊！我觉得我的时间快到了，我想回家。
We love her. Next we have Crazy. I really liked Crazy overall. I don't have any particularly strong feelings toward her, other than feeling kind of bad for her over the way New York used her like a ragdoll. Like, I feel that would be me, Next we have Boots. From the first moment, she was always trying to be the baddest girl in the house, and in my opinion, she really never succeeded in that. At first I thought that her role was to be this season's new New York or something, but the moment the actual New York came into play, Boots turned into a motherfucking background character. Like, the first time she and New York exchanged lines, she was already getting burned and slaughtered, and it was so great to watch. The one moment where I really admired her was when she stood her ground when the creep motherfucker Flavor Flav was all over her begging her to have intercourse. That man just never ceases to surprise me at how repulsive he can really be. But anyways, love ya, but don't really love ya. Next we have Like That. Ever since she first appeared, I was already loving her. I think she's my favorite one from this cast, and her elimination was just so fucking ridiculous. Like, Flav picks her over fucking beautiful in here? Seriously? Like, every time she was on screen, I literally forgot who the fuck she was. Especially in episode 5. She was seriously so irrelevant, and I'm not the only one who thinks that too. Like, I don't know how reality TV stuff works. Maybe she's more relevant and funny somewhere in the editing room, but in what we got, she was none of that. I don't know how she managed to last that long being so sidelined. Like That goes to an icon, and that's the way it is. And I was intending to put beautiful in Who, but her being so fucking forgettable in a way makes her memorable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to put it, but that's just how I feel, so I'm gonna put her in okay. Next we have a Spunky. No, cause she was so fucking homophobic. Like, the fuck? Like, I know there's a lot of casual homophobia and fat phobia in this series and reality TV shows from this era in general, but she was something else. Like, saying stuff like, Toasty one's a female. She and Nibbles can go home together. Excuse me? And not only the homophobia, but the bi erasure too. Like, somebody needs to tell these women that bisexual people exist. And Spunky was also so fucking mean. Like, she always had something to say about everyone. Like, being around a person like that is so fucking exhausting. And her physicality, God.
Like, oh, it's my turn.
You spunky, G.
Yo, I know what time it is.
Like, if you have autism or something, I guess fine, but you don't, so can you stop fucking behaving like a 7-year-old white boy with ADHD, please? This comment made by something sums up my thoughts on Spunky perfectly.
But Spunky was too fake. You're trying too hard, sweetie. He doesn't like, oh, Diana Ross, oh, don't worry. What the fuck?
And also the way she constantly just tries to sound menacing and being some sort of queen bee.
I'm looking at him. He wants me. He is looking at me. You're sitting on his lap doing things that he does not need or want.
It's giving Nicki Minaj. Like, you're out here trying to be the shit, but you're not the shit, you're the turd. I'm so glad she didn't last long, and it was so fucking funny how right before she got eliminated, she was like, oh, I can't wait to see some people leave the house tonight. Like, babe, the call is coming from within the house. Next we have Buck Wild. You know what? At first I thought she was hilarious and a nice person at heart too, but honestly her black accent kinda got on my nerves really quickly. Mostly because of its sheer dishonesty, like when she tried to defend it saying that when she's around English people she'll speak English, and if she's around blah 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 then she'll start speaking blah blah blah. Like, seeing like that and New York calling her out for her black accent and her force as fuck ghetto persona was so fucking necessary, because who the hell does she think she is? And it was also really funny. It gave us these iconic lines.
You trying to put on an act that's Miss Whitey Blackie, and I'm having trouble believing that shit.
Straight from the fucking trailer park is what you are.
And it was ridiculous how she got so offended and had that meltdown. Like, babe, you're being called out by an actual woman of color about how she thinks you're mocking her people and her culture. Like, at least be more real about it and quit the waterworks. Buck Wild kind of reminds me of Blackiana Grande. That's it.
I'm here to talk about today, girl. Come on.
Next we have Delicious. I don't really have a lot to say about her other than this line.
There are some lesbians in the house, and that's a bit much for me.
If that's not the most fucking quotable thing in existence, then I really don't fucking know what is. That line had me laughing, had me screaming, had me LOLing. And yeah, I know she was like the winner of this season, but I don't really have a lot of opinions about her. Congratulations, I guess, but at the same time, not really. You deserve better than this. Literally anyone does. And finally, we end with New York. So like I said before, as much as I enjoyed this new cast, it just wasn't as good as the previous one. I was having some trouble starting to remember who was who and all of that, you know? And when Like That was eliminated, I was just like, okay, we got some tough 7 episodes to get through, and then, best timing ever, New York, fucking New York herself, came back to my rescue. And I was so happy with her return. In my experience, she made the show engaging again. At least that's how it was before. Okay, so what can I say about her that hasn't already been said before? She is single-handedly the most iconic person of reality TV ever, period. That's a unanimous fact. And I'm not even feeling all that bad that she lost once again, because she deserves so much fucking better, man. This is one of those shows where losing is winning for real. All of what New York's mother said to Flav was complete and utter facts. She told him to his face what we were all thinking. He's a fucking man-child ass creep. And New York should stop embarrassing herself for the love of a man who's not even all that and didn't even pick her in the first place. And in the way, New York's mother gave us the iconic,
"What's not clicking? What's not clicking?"
So yeah, I'm putting New York in the icon. The only place where she deserves to be. So yeah, that was the ranking. This show is really messy and overall really entertaining, except for the parts where the girls are making out with Flav like really passionately. Gosh, I was fighting for my life trying to put up with those scenes. Like, girls, run! But anyways, that was this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!